And Joe the Shirts off the cuff. Welcome back once again, Joe the Shirts off the cuff. Oh, good to be back with you guys. Good to be back. It's a late start for me today, mostly because, as some of you may have read on an earlier post on Facebook today, we had the carpet cleaners going through the building today, floor to floor to floor, and the entire day sounded like this. Yeah, and there was no real way for me to block it out. This place is not soundproof, so, my apologies to all of you all out there. I know you're all on pins and needles all fucking day going, oh God, where's my Joe the Shirts off the cuff fix? I need it. But for those of you who are not like that, I'm sure you're thinking to yourself, Joe will be on sooner or later. Maybe tomorrow. I'm not worried. In any case, I would have been on a little bit sooner, but I was catching the end of the Miami Heat Cleveland Cavaliers game in Cleveland, and wow, what a fucking comeback for Miami. Miami was down 21 points at the half, 55 to 34. I mean, think about that. Cleveland ahead of Miami by 21 points at the half. And they just roared back, man. Miami wins it 98 to 95. It was just amazing. And it keeps the second longest win streak in NBA history going. Miami now with 24 wins in a row, eclipsing Houston's record of 22 set in the 2007-2008 season, and only 10 games away from breaking the all-time record of 33 games established by the Lakers. So, and there is time for it to be done. It can be done, and I'm looking forward to it. I would love to see Miami break LA's record. I mean, that record's been up for a long time. I'm not really quite sure how long. I'm not sure if it was since the 70s or early 80s. But 33 games in a row is a big, big fucking record there. So, hey, let's see how it goes for Miami. Good for them. I'm happy to see them doing well. Happy to see LeBron and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh and all them just kicking ass and taking names. I'm, of course, born and bred New Yorker. Of course, I do root for the Knicks, and I do root for the Brooklyn Nets now. 2 New York teams now. But now here in LA, well, I do root for the Lakers. My home team these days is the Los Angeles Clippers. I'm a big fan of theirs. I was a big fan of theirs long before the last 2 or 3 years. I started watching the Clippers when I got out here 16 years ago, and everybody was all about the Lakers. The Lakers this, the Lakers that, the Lakers this, the Lakers that. And it got a little boring for me. Everybody's talking about how great the Lakers are, and I'm coming from New York. My team hadn't won a championship since 1972. So you know what? Fuck the Lakers. So I started following the Clippers. I'm a Clippers fan, have been for 16 years. I went to my first Clipper game over 14 years ago. And I've been going every year since. I've already been to a couple of games this year. Really enjoyed them, had a good time. Last week, they got their asses kicked by Memphis. I was at that game. That was unfortunate. But you know what? It was still a good game. It was a fun game, and I've been enjoying it. Matter of fact, I have the game on now, silently, on the big screen over here. So I'm going to be checking in on that during the breaks. I know. I just run my mouth like a million miles a minute. I know. Hope you guys are doing well. Before I get started in any of the big stories for today, I want to give a big shout out to my friend Fauna over in the great state of Missouri, who a few weeks ago had a big scare when one of her kids, one of her boys, Mason, I believe it was, started choking, and she had to give her own kid the Heimlich. Kid's okay, everything's all right, he survived the experience, but that really started to make me think, about, the relationships we have with our children, the relationships we have with our parents. Because there's a really good chance that her kid is never, ever going to remember that. I think the kid's like maybe I don't know, 3, 5. I don't know how old her kids are, but she's got 2 of them. And he's probably not going to remember this in another 20 years, unless, like a good mother, she reminds him about it every single fucking day of his life. And you really got to watch out for the little buggers, But it did get me to thinking about, the kind of people that we are, the kind of people that we've grown up to be. And a lot of us, I used to think the same way, but I've changed my tune in the last 10 or so years because I've matured a little bit, learned a little bit. But a lot of us like to think, there's the dog again, drinking water. A lot of us like to think that we are our own persons, despite who it was that raised us, where we were raised, how we were raised. We like to think that, we are not affected by our parents, by our mothers and fathers. Can you please give it a fucking break? He sits on the sofa the last 3 fucking hours, but now he needs a drink. Get the fuck out of here. Move. Any case, I would like to think that, but I know that's not true. I know for a fact that my mom, whatever bless her, had a lot to deal with how I am right now. I'm very, very anti-religion. That's because of my mother being very, very religious. I'm very, very pro-education. That's because my mother being very, very anti-education had a lot to do with religion. And before any of you sort of think that, I have anything against my mother or I hate my mother or whatever, I don't. Do I have a few resentments against her? Yes, of course I do. And you probably have a few resentments against your mother or your father. I talked extensively about my father last year. I never knew the man. He dumped us before I was even born. So I was raised by my stepfather, who was a violent, abusive alcoholic. And that influenced how I turned out too. But today I want to talk to you just a little bit about my mother and your mothers as well. It would be absolute hubris to believe that, we were not in some way influenced by our mothers. Whether or not she was actually there in our lives doesn't really make much of a difference. If she was there, she definitely helped to mold. There's an old saying about mothers and pushing your buttons. Why is it that your mother knows how to push all your buttons? Because she installed them. That's how. She knows every button you have, and she knows how to press them. But some mothers press them more often than others, some less than others. I like to think of my mom and I. We had discussions about this, especially when it came to religion, because she's a Jehovah's Witness, which is just, more boring than watching old people eat. But we had a lot of fights about it, because I'm not a religious person. I'm an atheist. I don't believe in God. I don't care for religion. I really kind of hate religion because it has caused a lot of really horrible things in human history. And I also recognize the other side of that, where religion has given a lot of people a lot of comfort throughout their lives. And those people I'm cool with. I don't care if I think you're ignorant, and you've got your blinders on, your earmuffs on, and, you live in a cave, but you believe something and it gives you comfort, and that's as far as you take it, good for you. But when you believe it to the point where you feel the need to take it out on others because they don't believe it, well, then you're just an asshole, in my opinion. And that's what my mother turned into. Up until I was 8 years old, my mother was a very, very cool mom, probably a little too cool for, like, say, Child Protective Services. But she was, she was all right in my book. Then she got religion and everything went to shit in my life. You go the first 8 years of your life getting your birthday presents and Halloweens and Christmas presents and Easters and all this great shit. And then at 8 years old, you're told, yeah, you don't get none of that. You're going to go to church like every day forever. But mom, overall, my mom's a good person. She's a good mom. I was speaking with her today, and my mom's funny. She's got jokes all the time with her these days. She's mellowed out. She even apologized to me about a good 20 years ago about the whole religion thing. She, admitted that she shouldn't have tried to force religion on me, and she said she was sorry for that. That it should have been my choice. And on that, I give my mom mad props, mad points for realizing what it was that happened between us. And and I apologize to her for for the hard times I gave her. I couldn't apologize to her for not telling her how I felt because I did tell her how I felt. And as a mom, listening to a 12-year-old, she didn't want to fucking hear it. And, most moms don't. But Mom did come up with a few doozies in her life. Mom came up with a lot of interesting sayings that I use to this day. And I'm sure a lot of you grew up with things that your mom said or did that you repeat to others or that you do in your own life that's just like your mom. You probably have your husband or boyfriend or wife or girlfriend telling you all the time, wow, you do that just like your mom. You say that just like your mom. One of my favorites that my mom said to me a long time ago, and this one I took to heart a great deal, was she said, Joseph, a lot of times in life, things will not be your fault, but they will be your problem. And that stuck with me all my life because it turned out to be incredibly true. I mean, a lot of times the really fucked up things that happened in my life were not my fault. Things happened. They came together in such a way that I had no control over it whatsoever. And they weren't my fault, but they were my fucking problem. And you know what I'm talking about, too. You've been in those situations where something horrible happened and it wasn't your fault, but it's your problem to deal with now. When it came to marriage, right around the time my ex-wife and I got together, when we first got married, my mother said something to me very deep and profound. She said, Joseph, she's a very nice girl. She's very sweet, very lovely, very beautiful girl. And you love her, and I can see that she loves you. But one day, she's going to hate the way you breathe. And sure enough, 7.5 years later, being in my presence pissed off my ex-wife. And you know what? Being in her presence pissed me off too. I fucking hated the bitch. A lot of times for no good reason. I was like, she didn't do anything at that moment, but there were so many old resentments and angers and fights. And Lord knows I wasn't getting anywhere near enough pussy. That, obviously there were some things that were going on between us that we just couldn't resolve. And she hated the way I breathed. Sure enough, she surely did. Like I said, I love Mom, sweet old lady. Old being a really relative term. Remember, she had me when she was 15. So old is a really, really relative term. I mean, really think about it. By the time I'm really retirement age was, I think it was still 65 in this country. My mom will only be 80. We could be roommates in the same retirement home. All right. So that's something to think of there. In any case, I'm going to take a little break now. Mouth's getting a little dry. Today's music is brought to you by Andre Cordata. Now, that last song we heard was A Dream Within a Dream. As usual, as is the tradition on Joe the Shirt's Off the Cuff, I'm keeping the tradition of playing whatever random crap I happen to fall upon, and hopefully it's not the worst random crap you've ever heard. Here's Andre Cordata again with Keep On Swinging. Stay tuned for Joe the Shirt's Off the Cuff.
Staring up inside. Here's something to do whenever I think of you. But baby, I know it's not right. Oh, I wanted a choice. Now I got God's voice saying maybe it's better to swing. Keep feeling the feel, keep growing the groove. Maybe it's a whole new thing. I'm driving around in my car. I sing the whole new tune. It's country.
back once again. Joe the Shirt's off the cuff. All right. Now that I got that whole my mommy issues settled for now, at least. Let's go. Why don't we go through a couple of quick tidbits here and there? How about really old school, traditional, lame ass thing that people like to do on these type of talk shows is celebrity birthdays today. Thank you for tuning in on Celebrity Birthdays. A few interesting ones today. Let's see here. Hockey legend Bobby Orr is 65. Movie director Spike Lee is 56. Actress Holly Hunter is 55. Kathy Ireland still looking fucking hot at 50. David Thewlis is also 50. I know a lot of you don't know who David Thewlis is, but you might know him better as Professor Lupin from one of the Harry Potter movies. He was the one that turned into a werewolf. Carl Reiner, my God, director, producer, actor, writer. Carl Reiner is 91 years old. Good God. Jamal Crawford of the LA Clippers is 33. Pat Riley, coaching legend, is 68. And let's see. And Hal Linden is 82 years old. Hal Linden played Barney Miller on the show Barney Miller. And William Hurt is 63 years old. Happy birthday to all you folks. Well, there's something I can plug right now, I suppose. You know, as usual, I'm plugging my little sister's business, Diaper Cakes by Jessica, on Instagram. If you go through Instagram at the Diaper Cakes by Jessica, you can get 15% off. Like I said, diaper cakes, awesome things. Not as nasty as it sounds. It's literally a gigantic 1, 2, or 3-tiered cake built with diapers, wet naps, toys, stuffed animals, booties, baby monitors. She gets all the stuff that a new mother, an expectant mother needs, and puts it together in the shape of a big cake. And it's very cool, wonderful, little center item, for any, baby showers. Check that out. Also, once again, my buddy Justin Zachary performing in the play Train Spotting here in Los Angeles at the Elephant Theater. Shows are Friday and Saturday, Sunday. Friday and Saturday, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock shows, $20 tickets. And Sunday is a matinee at 7 p.m., $15. I got to talk to Justin about that. Exactly how is 7 fucking p.m. a fucking matinee? I mean, I get the price is better by $5, but seriously, dude. Oh my God. What's going on in the news these days? Well, let's see. Yoga pants are in the news. Not something I usually really care about. I was never big into yoga. My ex-wife was. And I went to yoga classes with her for a few months. I did. And I never got out of it what it was other people were allegedly getting out of it. Finding this inner peace and this center and this whatever the fuck it is they were going for there. I never got that. I went to yoga. I stretched out a lot for like hour and a half, 2 hours. I sweated. I mean, yeah, I felt better. I was healthier. I was a lot more limber. That's for fucking sure. But you know what? The demons in my head didn't stop talking to me. So that wasn't enough. I had to be a lot more physical with my exercise, and I had to express myself like this, or back then, stand-up comedy. But yoga pants are in the news. Lululemon is a brand of yoga pants, which are on the pricey side. I mean, most people, they go out, they buy yoga pants, especially women, they'll spend, $20, $30 on yoga pants. Lululemon yoga pants average about $98 fucking dollars for for a piece of cloth that covers their ass that's about as thick as my wife beater t-shirts. The reason they're in the news is because a bunch of them are being recalled. Approximately about $20 million worth of these pants are being recalled because while yoga pants are normally on the very thin, sheer side, and very flexible, so you can move around a lot, apparently these were a little too sheer. I mean, to the point where people could tell whether or not you were wearing underwear, whether or not you waxed that week, ladies, whether whether or not you had your period. They could see that little string hanging out. They could catch the camel toe. And in certain positions, yes, verily and truly, they could see your asshole. Mind you, they made you look great. I mean, they really did. I mean, from all the articles I've read about this, very comfortable pants. I mean, you barely even know that they're on. Women would wear them to yoga class, wear them to the market, wear them to go shopping, wear them to have lunch with friends. Oh, hi, look at me in my yoga pants, blah, blah, blah. But apparently, everybody could see everything, and you didn't need to be bent over in downward dog for them to do it. So, yeah. I personally don't see what the problem is here. Because let's face facts, when a woman puts on yoga pants, and like I say, yoga pants tend to be very, very tight. I mean, they're basically leotards, really. They're wearing them because they want to show off. They want to show off the fact that, hey, look at me, I'm a middle-aged woman, but my body still rocks. So check this out. Check out this camel toe. What have you there? In entertainment news, apparently Jay Leno is he's a little bit of a hypocrite. Yeah, a little bit of a hypocrite. I've found that to be true. Apparently, Jay Leno's ascension to the host chair at the Tonight Show was tumultuous, is the way this article describes it. You remember, like way back when Jay Leno and David Letterman were both vying to take over the Tonight Show from Johnny Carson. It was a big, big battle between the two of them. They were both working for the same network, NBC, and they were both being promised by the network that, okay, you're going to get it. No, you're going to get it. No, you're going to get it. No, we've been talking to Jay, and no, you're going to get it. No, we've been talking to David, and no, you're going to get it, and he's going to keep the later spot. Don't worry about that. Everything's fine. And of course, they were lying to them. And at the same time, the two of them pretending that they were okay with each other, pretending that they were friends. And at the same time, both of them competing for the same job, but nobody was being open and upfront about it, Well, it's happening again. According to this, relations between the comic and his NBC bosses have soured in recent days, with Leno calling them snakes during Monday's monologue. Quote, the whole legend of St. Patrick's Day, right? St. Patrick's drove all the snakes out of Ireland, and then they came into the United States and became NBC executives. Pass me some Doritos. Yeah. So there goes Jay biting the hand that feeds him. Apparently, the ribbon came just days after the New York Times reported that NBC chief Bob Greenblatt had traded tense emails with Leno over a recent Tonight jokes ridiculing NBC's poor ratings this winter. Now, another thing that's going on is, as you know, Jay retired some years ago from The Tonight Show. He said he was done. And then he went off to do a 10 o'clock show, which bombed. Now, while he was doing that, Conan O'Brien had taken over The Tonight Show. And you know what? Conan was doing a great fucking job. Things were good with Conan. He was taking his hits and giving them as well with David Letterman. But then Jay decided, you know what? I think I want to come back. Yeah, I think I want to come back and eat Doritos again. And then he came back. He retired, allegedly gracefully, and then came back and fucked over Conan O'Brien. Conan, of course, said, fuck you bitches, I'm going home. And instead he went off to, he's on cable now, or I think on Fox or whatever the hell he is on. And he's doing okay there. Everything's fine with him. And now, apparently, there's like the big to-do because allegedly Jay Leno is supposed to retire in 2014 so that Jimmy Fallon could take over the reins. Now, I'm saying this as a fan of Jimmy Fallon right now. Jimmy, you don't want that fucking show. You don't want the damaged goods that the Tonight Show has become. I don't think Jay's capable of retiring gracefully. We'd like to think that he would because we'd all, we watched Jay for a long time and we thought, oh, wow, what a sweet and nice guy. And I'm like, no, Jay is a stand-up comedian first and foremost. And as I've said many, many times, Stand-up comedians are fucked up human beings in every sense of the word. Okay, I've said this joke for a long time. The average stand-up comedian makes an actor seem well adjusted. Don't trust them. So that's what's going on now. And like I said, for my money, Jimmy, keep your spot exactly where it is. Let Jay, ride the Tonight Show straight into the shit, and then when it gets canceled and gets put away, gets retired, then take his spot, as your own show. It doesn't have to be the Tonight Show, okay? That was Johnny Carson's deal. You know what? Let Johnny Carson and Dave die with it. Little preachy, I know. In other news we got going here, let's see. Cigarette labels are back in the news. I know that I've mentioned this a couple of times to you guys, where for the longest time they were planning on putting cigarette labels on all cigarette packs, where they would show really, really grotesque, nasty images of a diseased lung, or a corpse that had died from emphysema, or a really close-up picture of a person's really nasty, fucked up, yellow and blackened and browned and decayed teeth from smoking. And I said a long time ago that was bullshit. I mean, I can't think of any other business on this planet that has to advertise on its own product not to use it. I mean, even alcohol isn't like that. I mean, everybody will tell you, hey, drink in moderation, okay? Drinking can hurt your liver and can hurt your baby if you do it. Don't do it if you're pregnant. Yeah, I get that. That's fine. But, we don't show pictures of like a fatty liver on my bottle of Jameson's. That's nasty, And, well, the courts have decided, you know what? That's not right. We're not going to do it. The federal government is abandoning a legal battle to require that cigarette packs require a set of large and often macabre warning labels depicting the danger of smoking and encouraging smokers to quit. Well, you know what? Thank God. You know what? Finally, the lawmakers finally made some fucking sense. It's ridiculous. I've always said for the longest time, we all know smoking's bad. Let's not make believe we don't know about it. We all know about it, okay? Kids know about it. Kids are knowing about it every day. They can't turn on TV or the radio or open up a magazine or the newspapers, like kids read newspapers, or go on the internet. Kids know, all right? Kids know at a much earlier age than we ever did, or our parents did, or their parents did. Smoking is bad for you, all right? So let's let that go. Let's see what else we got. And unfortunately, it is time for another break. And yet another song by Andre Cortada. Once again, my throat's getting a little dry. This is Andre Cortada and his song, Silencio. I'm Joe the Shirt, and I'm off the cuff, and I'll be right back.
Mostrei quem sou e o que passar, passou. Não tem mais lágrimas pra chorar, acabaram as notas pra cantar. Não há melodia, não há canção, não há ao menos refrão. Só o silêncio, só o silêncio. Eu já cansei de te esperar e de me martirizar. Eu não vim de Calcutá, eu não sou rockstar. Eu só quero estar aqui, não quero levantar, partir. Eu não quero fazer mais, eu só quero estar em paz. Silêncio,
right, welcome back once again. Joe the Shirt is off the cuff. Sorry that took a little longer than I originally intended, but had to check some text here from the lady, see what's up with her. Joe the Shirt is off the cuff, my friends, as usual, as always. Today's top of today's show, it's Hump Day again. One of my favorite sayings, actually, Hump Day, one of my favorite terms is Hump Day because, statistically speaking, believe it or not, Wednesday is when the least amount of humping ever occurs in the week. I've said this many times before, and it's still, I think, one of the funniest things today, because Hump Day actually refers to the fact that it's the middle of the week and you're getting over the hump. Oh, look, it's almost Thursday. Okay, it's Friday. Thank God you're over the hump. But, of course, a lot of people make the joke, Hump Day, ooh, that's the day you hump. Actually, no, it's not, actually. Hump Day, Wednesday, is actually when the least amount of humping happens. The most amount of humping actually occurs on Thursday when people are making up over the fights they had on Wednesday. Okay, what else is going on here? Guns are in the news all the time these days. Arizona Senate has okayed, I love this, allowing armed teachers. That's right, they're going to start arming teachers. So I would love that, because you give a teacher a gun and it becomes a whole different type of homeroom class, doesn't it? It's like Timmy, I'd like you to make sure to read chapters 3, 6, 8, 9, write a 30-page report on it, and have it on my desk by tomorrow. What's that? You don't think you can do it? I think you can. I don't think this is a good idea. I grew up in New York City where the teachers... I had a teacher once punch out a 14-year-old. I mean, granted, it was a big 14-year-old. This 14-year-old was like over 6 feet tall, but, still a teacher shouldn't go around hitting students. Imagine if they have a gun now. That'll be like the last time anybody shoots a spitball. Now, yesterday, I talked a little bit about one of my favorite topics, of course, is rape. Not in a dismissive way, but I have 5 sisters. I have a mother. Most of my relatives are female because most of my male relatives died considerably younger, and so I was raised by women. My mother, my grandmother, my aunts, and I had all my sisters and female cousins all around me, and a couple of kissing cousins here and there. That's right, kissing cousins, not just for rednecks anymore. But one of the things I touched on was how in a lot of Arab countries, there are very, very strict laws in place as to whether or not a woman can accuse a man of rape, because the law is always on the man's side. It is just always on the man's side. A woman's not even allowed to be out in public by herself anyway. So, if she got raped, she had it coming. That's how they see it out there. And they take their time and are very hesitant to prosecute any man accused of rape because a lot of these guys will go off and rape women all the time. It's incredibly common for a very religious society that for men to rape women, and they will expect to be protected by the other men that help rule their society. And one of the points I brought up was in some of these countries, if a woman accuses a man of raping her, she needs 5 male witnesses to the rape. And of course, I made an old joke, which was, if you have 5 male witnesses to a rape, they were probably participating in that, But I was thinking to myself, exactly, how would that work out, guys just walking down the street, he was like, hey, Habib, come here. Is that guy raping that chick? I don't know, Hassan. Is he raping her? I think he's raping her, man. No, he's not raping her. He's just hugging her. Habib, come on. I think his penis is inside of her. No way. Hold on. Ali, come here. Take a look at this. What is it, Hassan? What is it, Habib? Is that guy raping that chick over there? Maybe. I don't know. I thought maybe they were like Greco-Roman wrestling. What the fuck are you talking about? Women are not allowed to Greco-Roman wrestle. That's bullshit, man. I think he's raping her. It's like, are you sure? I don't know. Hold on a second. Mustafa, come here. Take a look at this. What? I'm busy. I'm smoking. What do you need? It's like, check this out. Check out that guy over there. You tell me, is he raping her or are they breakdancing? Oh God, it's so hard to tell. I'm not sure. What did you think, Habib? I'm the one that called you motherfuckers. I think he's raping her. It's like, I don't know, man. It's hard to tell from here, man. What are you talking about? They're only 10 feet away. He's fucking her. Look at that. He's raping her. He's forcing her down. Did she say no? Well, of course she said no. You can hear it from here. Well, maybe they're just role playing. I don't know. Hold on. Hussein, come here, man. Take a look at this, man. What? What is it, man? What's going on? Hey, is that dude raping that chick? That's what we wanted to ask you, man. We can't tell. We were not sure. You know, it's a little dark over here. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, man. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm just saying, it's hard to tell from here. She's screaming and crying, man. Yeah, but like I said, maybe it's roleplay. It's not fucking roleplay. Mustafa, shut the fuck up, okay? You're stupid, man. You're fucking stupid. Okay, you know what? Let's all take a closer look. Okay. Okay, motherfuckers, we've been watching now for over 15 minutes. What's going on? Still not sure. Let's ask him. And that is pretty much what would have to happen for that to go to court, which is, of course, ridiculous, which is the fucking point I'm trying to make. It's ridiculous. Yes, I made some rape jokes. Yes, I did it. And I did it for a reason, because I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And one of the ways I deal with the horrible things that happen in this world is by making jokes about it. It's obviously not a skit you're going to see on SNL anytime soon. But what I am saying, though, is that it is shameful that this type of thing is basically what's happening in these countries. Absolutely shameful. You know, if you take the longest, hardest look at it, yeah, it's not fucking funny at all. It's painful and it's ugly and it's wrong on every level, you know, to be out there. But I am not going to eliminate that from being made fun of, because I don't eliminate anything from being made fun of. I refuse to do that, because, you know, I spent a better part of 15 years doing stand-up comedy, and the more you think something is a sacred cow, the more you're going to get the horns when it comes to it. You know, you gotta find some humor in everything. I don't care how painful it is. You know who makes the most jokes about the Holocaust? Jews. Who makes the most nigger jokes? Black people do. You know, I as a Puerto Rican, I've made more jokes about stealing hubcaps than anybody else I've ever known. You know, and yeah, stealing hubcaps nowhere near as severe as a lot of those other topics there. But that's the point. You got to learn how to own your shit. You got to learn how to own what's going on out there. You know, a lot of people that hear this are probably going to go, wow, that's really fucked up, Joe. You shouldn't have done that bit. And I get that. You're allowed to be offended, just as I'm allowed to say it. It's one of the great things about this country. There I go again, getting heavy again. I don't know. I can't help myself some days. You know, it's one of the things I do. Back to other things that people get pissed off about. There's a civil rights group out there called Color of Change, who are protesting the TV show Cops because they find that the Fox staple of the last 25 years is racially biased against minorities by depicting them as being constant perpetrators, criminals, and what have you, and never depicting minorities as authority figures, as the cops themselves, you know, taking care of business, protecting society. I disagree with this. First of all, cops have been on the air now for 25 years. Now you want to get pissy about it? And by the way, I have seen more white ass trailer trash arrested on cops than any other race combined on that fucking show. Okay, as Bill Hicks put it, I've watched the show Cops so many times, I could buy a trailer. That's how much I know about trailers and trailer parks. So I think that's a little bit of bullshit there. I think people try to go out of their way to find things to get pissed off. Like Dave Uible. Dave Uible is pissed off with the Jacksonville Jaguars and their kiss cam. I don't know if you've ever been to a sporting event, be it football, basketball, baseball, whatever. A lot of times on the Jumbotron or whatever, the big screen, the camera will pan to a couple somewhere and, put a heart around them and try to get them to kiss. They did that last year with, last year, the year before with Barack Obama and his wife, Michelle Obama. And they've done it with celebrities and they've done it with just regular people in the crowd. And what the Jacksonville Jaguars will do is every once in a while, they will pan the camera to two football players from opposing teams and put the kiss cam on them with a little heart on it, the joke being, you should kiss, you're a couple, whatever. And of course they're never ever going to kiss. Well, Dave Weebley, who is gay, is pissed off because he believes that what's that telling everybody is that it's okay to be a heterosexual couple and kiss, but if you're a gay couple, you shouldn't kiss on the kiss cam. And truthfully enough, I've never seen two men or two women kissing on the kiss cam. I have no problem with it. Good for them. Great. I love the gays. But I think the joke that's actually being made here is not just simply that, okay, these guys, we're making fun of them because they're gay, ha ha ha, but also because they're on opposing sides. They never put the kiss cam on two Jacksonville Jaguar players. They never put the kiss cam on two players from the other team, they're on the same team. They never put, it's always opposing sides. And that, I think, is a really big part of the joke there. And I think that Dave here is overreacting just a wee bit. Personally, you know what? I would love it if they would, put on a couple of players from the same team. Let's see what they do with it. I would love to see that personally. I would. Hey, you know what? I got no problem with guys kissing on screen. It grosses me out a little bit, but then again, I'm heterosexual. But that's me, That's my personal issue there. I have a lot of gay friends, and I love my gay friends, and I love the gays. Big supporter of them. But, it's still something that I look at, and it's not natural to me. So to me, it always feels a little weird. I actually find it more weird when I see two guys holding hands walking down the street. If I see two guys kissing, it doesn't bother me all that as much as when I see two guys holding hands. So that, again, runs counter to what I grew up with and how I was raised. That's me. And in other news of people getting pissed off over stupid shit, PETA's all pissed off once again because once again they ran the Iditarod in Alaska and a dog died from exposure and asphyxiation. The dog, 5-year-old Dorado, was running stiffly, so their mushers left them with people that run the Iditarod to take care of them. They dropped them off at the drop-off point. Something happened where the dog wasn't taken care of. The dog died. Very unfortunate. But now, once again, PETA wants to bring criminal charges against everybody involved with the Iditarod, thinking that they should ban the sport entirely for cruelty. They're huskies and malamutes. This is what they were bred for. PETA can suck my dick. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to get out of here. Once again, with Andre Cortada and his song Little Girl. I'm Joe the Shirt, and I'm off the cuff. Thank you for listening.